Hello, students. In my Commerce and Management online series, today let me discuss the topic Role and Functions of SEBI. The role and functions of the Securities and Exchange Board of India, the so called watchdog of Indian capital market. In our country, the first legislation which was passed to ensure orderly and healthy growth of capital market with adequate protection to investors was the Capital Issues Control Act 1947. The controller of capital issues was entrusted with the responsibility of regulating the capital issues in the country according to this act. But it was proved over time that the provisions of the Capital Issues Control Act were totally inadequate to regulate the growing dimensions of capital market activity. The government realized the necessity of creating a broad based and a more secure environment for the business to grow. This led to the enactment of the Companies Act as well as the Securities Contracts Regulation Act in 1956. These two legislations contained several provisions relating to the issue of prospectus, disclosure of accounting and financial information, listing of securities, etc. With the passage of time, India witnessed a phenomenal growth of the securities market. Several companies raised large resources from the market, especially through debt instruments. The changes in the capital structure of companies gave birth to new intermediaries and institutions in the security market and thereby created new investment opportunities and awareness among the investors. But with the growth of securities markets, the number of malpractices also increased, both in primary as well as secondary markets. The malpractices were noticed in the case of companies, merchant banks, brokers, as well as all other operators in the market. A few examples of such malpractices are manipulation of security prices, price rigging, insider trading, delay in settlement, delay in listing, etc. Under these circumstances, the government felt the need for setting up of an apex body to develop and regulate stock market in India. Eventually, the Securities and Exchange Board of India, that is SEBI, was set up on April 12, 1988. To start with, SEBI was set up as a non-statutory body. It took almost 4 years for the government to bring about a separate legislation called Securities and Exchange Board of India Act 1992. This act conferred SEBI comprehensive powers in all aspects of capital market operations. With this introduction, let us start the detailed discussion of the role and functions of SEBI. As stated in the introductory remarks, SEBI was established in 1988 as a non-statutory body, and it was upgraded as a fully autonomous body, that is, as a statutory body in 1992 with the passing of the Securities and Exchange Board of India Act, the SEBI Act, on 30th June 1992. It was passed in Indian Parliament on 30th June 1992. And please note that the headquarters of SEBI is at Mumbai in Maharashtra, and it is having regional offices, the Northern Regional Office, Eastern, Southern, and Western offices at New Delhi, Calcutta, Chennai, and Ahmedabad, respectively. It is also having offices in different states, including our state Kerala. And see that the controller of capital issues was the regulatory authority before the establishment of SEBI that we have noticed. And this authority derived its full power from the Capital Issues Control Act 1947. And now this act is not in existence. On the birth of the SEBI, it was abolished. Now it is not in existence. Now let us see the clear reasons for the establishment of SEBI. Why government took initiative to establish such a body, which is considered as the watchdog of Indian capital market. Please see that the Indian capital market had witnessed a tremendous growth during the last 40 years. And there is ever expanding investor population. Day by day, the investing population is expanding. Persons from different categories invest in share market. And there is huge market capitalization. All this led to the various malpractices. And this was the main reason for the establishment of SEBI. All these malpractices, which we have explained earlier, we have seen some examples like price rigging, insider trading, etc. And because of all these malpractices, the government of India decided to set up the separate body known as the SEBI. Now we can discuss the role. Please listen. The role of SEBI to the issuers, to the investors, and to the intermediaries. So we can study the role of SEBI under three heads. There is the role with respect to the issuers or the issuing companies, then role with regard to the investors, the individual as well as institutional investors, and also the intermediaries, acting as a link between these two players. So three major players in the capital market, they are assisted by SEBI. First one, to the issuers or issuing companies. SEBI provide a marketplace in which these companies can confidently look forward to raise finance. They need it in an easy, fair, and efficient way. So the companies can easily raise capital from capital market, and for this confidence is being given by SEBI. Then to the investors. It provides protection to the investors, protection of the rights and interests of the investors. How? Through adequate, accurate, and authentic information and disclosure of information, which is given on a continuous basis. Then to the intermediaries. SEBI offers a competitive, professional, and expanding market with adequate and efficient infrastructure so that they are able to render better service to the investors and issuers. So the intermediaries should have to provide better service to the investors and issuers, and this is being facilitated by SEBI by providing better facilities and infrastructure. Now let us discuss the roles in detail. How SEBI helped these three parties? We can see one by one. First one is to make rules and regulations. It has power to make rules and regulations with regard to stock exchanges in India or capital market in general in India. Then to educate the investors, and brokers. It provides education to investors and brokers about stock market operations. Then encourage the investors. It encourages the investors to invest in stock market. Then it protects the interest or safeguard the investors' interest. It protects or provides safeguard to the interest of the investors. Then next one is it helps in the development of stock market. SEBI has taken initiative for the development of stock market in India. Then to stop or prevent all frauds and malpractices. The main role of SEBI is stopping fraud and malpractices that is going on in the stock exchange or stock market. Then to provide license to brokers. The brokers or other agencies acting in the securities market should have the license. The SEBI has the power to provide license to brokers, and if necessary, it can cancel it. If there is any default on the part of these parties, their license can be cancelled. SEBI is having the power for this, and thus it helps the investors, issues, etc. So that is with regard to the role of. Now let us discuss the objectives of SEBI. But before dealing with the objectives, let us go through the preamble of SEBI, which clearly states the functions and objectives of SEBI. So just we can go through the preamble. It is stated as to protect the interest of investors in securities and to promote the development and to regulate the securities market, and also for matters connected with or incidental thereto. So please listen. This board, the SEBI, the Securities Exchange Board, is created or established for 4 purposes. First of all, to protect the interests of investors, then to promote the development of capital market or securities market, then to regulate the securities market, and also for all matters connected with or incidental thereto. So we can say the clear-cut objectives of SEBI in this preamble. So based on this, let us discuss the objectives. What are the objectives of SEBI? First of all, as said in the preamble, to protect the interest of investors. How? By ensuring safety of their investment. In any investment, the investor looks for safety. So here also, there should be safety for the investors who are investing in shares and debentures or securities. So SEBI provides protection, or SEBI aims at providing protection to the interest of investors, and thus ensures safety. Then to promote the development of securities market by providing investor education as well as training. Then to prevent fraudulent and unfair trade practices. Then to regulate and develop a code of conduct. For in any provision there should be a code of conduct. Here also to the intermediaries, for the intermediaries like brokers, underwriters, merchant bankers, etc., there is a need for some code of conduct. This code of conduct is provided by SEBI. It is also regulated by SEBI. It is developed by SEBI. And last one is regulating the securities market. Let us see these objectives one by one. Once again, to protect the interests of investors, ensuring safety. Then to promote the development of securities market, giving education and training. Then to prevent fraudulent and unfair trade practices. Then to regulate and develop code of conduct for the participants, and also regulating the securities market. So these are the objectives. Now let us discuss the functions of SEBI. Based on the preamble, we can discuss the functions of SEBI under 3 heads. First of all, regulatory functions. Second one, development functions. And third one is protective functions. So 3 functions are regulatory functions, then the development functions, and protective functions. SEBI should regulate the capital market, it should develop the capital market, and it should protect the players and the market. Now let us see these functions one by one. Now first one is regulatory functions. We can see what are the regulatory functions. First one is regulating the business in stock exchange. Regulating the business in stock exchange or the stock market. Then registration and regulation of the working of the stock brokers. So for the proper functioning of stock exchange, there is a need for brokers, sub-brokers, etc. So the stock brokers, sub-brokers, merchant bankers, depository participants, and all the intermediaries have to be properly regulated. For this purpose, they should be registered. So the registration and regulation of the intermediaries, that is the second function, regulatory function. The third one is registration of collective investment schemes. There are different collective investment schemes in the capital market that we can see later on. These collective investment schemes are properly regulated by the SEBI. Then prohibition of unfair trading practices and especially insider trading that we have seen earlier with regard to the malpractices. With regard to the objective, we have seen there should be the prohibition of or prevention of unfair trade practices, the malpractices like insider trading, etc. Then regulating acquisition of shares, takeovers, etc. Another one is regulating substantial acquisitions of shares and takeover of companies. So to gain control over companies, some organizations may be acquiring the shares, taking over the companies, etc. Sometimes there may be some hidden objectives behind this. So it should be regulated. So regulating the substantial acquisition of shares and takeover, then conducting inquiries and audit of stock exchanges and others associated with the securities market. There is a need for auditing. There is a need for conducting inquiries about the stock exchanges and others associated with the securities market. These are the regulatory functions. Now next one is development functions or developmental functions. How this SEBI help to develop the capital market or stock market? The main thing is investor education. It promotes investors' education to increase participation in capital market. It gives training of intermediaries such as brokers, etc., who can efficiently perform in the market. Then conducting research. Then publishing information which are useful to the market participants. So development functions are investor education, intermediaries training, originally training and education, then conducting research and also publishing market information which are useful to the market participants. Then promoting the SROs. SROs are nothing but self-regulatory organizations. There are several associations like known as self-regulatory organizations in the capital market or stock market. They have to be promoted with regard to providing education, training, etc. There is a need for the assistance of the self-regulatory organizations. They are also promoted by SEBI. That is another development function. Then the most important one is protective functions. Controlling the malpractices like price rigging, practice of inflating price of stocks, etc. They are creating an unusual demand for shares. So these are some of the important malpractices. From this, the investors should be protected. That is one of the most important protective functions. Then prohibition of insider trading. Prohibition of insider trading. The employees or the executives who have access to the strategic information about the company, the employees and others inside the organization, they will get strategic information about the company. Using that information, they may do share trading. So the employees or executives who have access to the strategic information about the company use the same for trading and is highly discouraged by SEBI. Then comes the prohibition of fraudulent and unfair trade practices that we have seen in the objectives also. Prohibition of fraudulent and unfair trade practices. Then SEBI also promotes fair practice and code of conduct. As we have already stated, there will be code of conduct for the intermediaries. It is another method of protecting the investors or providing protection, or the protective function covers all these things. Now let us see the powers. For the discharge of its functions efficiently and effectively, SEBI has been vested with some powers. Now let us see these powers one by one. The first one is the power of civil court. SEBI is having the power of a civil court in dealing with different cases in connection with malpractices, frauds, etc. Then the power to suspend trading of any security in the recognized stock exchange. SEBI is having the power to suspend the trading of any security of any company in recognized stock exchange. Then it is having the power to restrain or prevent persons from accessing the securities market. SEBI can prevent or restrain persons from dealing with securities market. Then the power to regulate and prohibit issue of prospectus and other documents inviting the public to purchase for the shares or debentures. Then to approve the bylaws, the rules and regulations of the stock exchanges. It is to be approved by SEBI. Then again, there may arise the need to amend the bylaws. In such a case, SEBI can require the stock exchanges to amend the bylaws. Then the power to investigate into the affairs. Sometimes there arises the need for investigating into the affairs of the stock market, stock exchanges. So SEBI is having the power to investigate. Then the power to inspect the books of accounts of stock exchanges and also to call for periodical returns from recognized stock exchanges. It is also having the power to inspect the books of accounts of intermediaries. Then it is having the power to cancel certificates issued by SEBI, the registration certificates, etc. Then the power to impose penalties. There may arise the need to impose penalties if there is some violation of rules and regulations. So SEBI is having the power to impose penalties and, if necessary, adjudication. Then the power to make regulations. Additional regulations may be required. Then it can make additional regulations. Then last one, the power to prohibit the manipulative and deceptive devices, insider trading and other malpractices, and also the substantial acquisition of securities, substantial acquisition of or takeover of companies to gain control, etc. So these are the various powers of SEBI. Now, we have to study some other factors like the constitution of SEBI, the management of SEBI, then the various departments of SEBI in dealing with different matters, and also, most importantly, the role of SEBI in investor protection. These things we can discuss in another presentation.